Today we're going to look at a guitar technique called tremolo. With tremolo, it gives you the illusion that there's two guitars being played at the same time. It sounds like one guitar is playing a bass line and the other is playing a picked tremolo melody over it, like in Una limosna por el amor de Dios. But when you break down the pattern, it's just thumb, ring finger, middle finger, index. And it repeats like that. And the goal is to make the transition seamless, so it sounds like one guitar is playing a tremolo picked melody and the other guitar is playing either a bass line or a melody. It should sound like two instruments put together. To break it down, we're going to look at starting out playing just the open strings in an arpeggio pattern, and then we're going to move it to one string, then we're going to move that around to all the strings, and then we're going to practice moving your thumb around with it. And then we're going to apply it to a piece. And we're going to use Una limosna por el amor de Dios by Agustin Barrios. Alright, let's get started. For example 1, we're just going to start out playing open strings. So start out with your thumb on the low E string. Ring finger is going to be on the high E string. Middle finger is on the B string. And index is on the G string. It'll look like this. Now when you play, I want you to plant on the string. So touch the string with the skin of the finger and then kind of pull back. Almost like you're jumping on a trampoline. Step 2 is to move it all to one string, the same pattern. Thumb, ring, middle, index. Now when I'm playing it, I'm still playing it staccato at this tempo. By planting on the string first, by putting the skin of the finger on the string before the nail, will help it be even when you play it fast. Alright, now let's try a few rhythmic variations. Rhythmic variation 1. Rhythmic variation 2. Rhythmic variation 1 and. Backwards. You can also practice this on each string. And you can apply the rhythmic variations that we played to each of those techniques. The other thing that you can do, and which you'll end up doing in a lot of songs, is playing the tremolo and then moving your thumb around to different bass strings. Again. Here it is slow. With all these exercises, and when applying these techniques to a piece of music, you can use any of those rhythmic variations that we did. You can play things backwards too. You can try it all backwards. Another technique, another thing to do, I haven't done as much, is actually play out like this, almost like rasguiado, but with tremolo. And I can't play it that fast, but it's to get to work this side of the muscles, pushing and pulling, and that will help with technique too. Another thing you can do when you're practicing with a metronome, you can play a little faster than you can go sometimes, as long as you pull it back and you play a comfortable speed and a speed that's even slower than what you're comfortable playing. And sometimes playing really, really, really slow helps too, just because it helps those micro movements in between the fingers. Alright, now let's look at a piece of music. We're going to look at the intro to Una limosna por el amor de Dios. And we're going to apply some techniques for learning that song. How the song starts out, it starts out with this haunting bass line. And then the tremolo comes in on top of that. Let's practice some of the same concepts that we practiced before. So it's, the first thing you can do is practice it planting like that. And the notes we have are a B on the D string on the 9th fret, and then G on the, make sure it's in tune, G on the 12th fret, and then a high E also on the 12th fret. So try that pattern. Try playing it, planting first, staccato, really slow. And it's difficult too, because if your finger slides over here, at least on a classical guitar, it's a little difficult to keep in tune. So start out like that. You can practice the rhythmic variations with it. But one thing I think is a really cool technique is if you break down the 30-second notes, they're written as 30-second notes, but if you think of them as 16ths, and you start out just by playing 1E, 2E, just these first two 16th notes, and just letting it rest on the other beats, like this. 3, 4. So what the pattern is doing, you're just doing this. Again in the pattern. Now you can go through the whole piece using those rhythmic ideas. So you can go 1E, 2E, 3E, 4E, go through each of the shapes in the piece, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and then you can go with variations with the other fingers, 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now with E. And rhythmic variations, 2, 3, 4. One and a. And I'd break down the piece into sections like that. You can start at the beginning of it, or else work from the very end, go measure by measure, and practice like that, mostly slow, and then maybe at the end of your practice session try playing the whole thing, or playing the parts that you know. Also try to record yourself a lot, not just record video, try to record just the audio of it. Tremolo is a tough technique. I'm still working on it. It's one of those, it's an elusive evenness. Sometimes it'll be even, or sometimes it'll be more even than other days. But it's a really cool guitar technique, and it can be applied in other styles of music, not outside of classical guitar too. So feel free to use this in any of your guitar adventures to come. Stay tuned for more lessons. I'll be posting these at least once a week, maybe once a month. We'll see. But until next time, I'll see you guys later. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Trevor Wiest Guitar. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.